Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Two teams who need their quarterbacks to step up and lead their offenses on the gridiron today. It's the Dolphins going up against the Steelers. So let's get you up to the Steel City. Standing by in Pittsburgh, here are Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Thank you very much, Larry. We are here on a beautiful afternoon for football. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Miami Dolphins and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Getting ready is the kicker, Andrew Franks. And with towels waving, we're underway from Heinz Field. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Now a play fake here on first down. Deep drop. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Antonio Brown, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down. On your screen now, here are the offensive starters. At wideout, Antonio Brown is certainly someone that the defense always has to account for.
Without a doubt, a true #1 receiver. It doesn't matter to him how defenses want to cover him. He sees it as a challenge and knows how to defeat him.
In 12 regular season games this last year for Bell, averaging over 150 yards from scrimmage. First two games in the playoffs were great, but, you know, getting injured in the final game probably leaves a bad taste in his mouth.
Leaves a bad taste. Gives him fuel for the next season, though, because remember, for the last few years, he hasn't been able to play a full season for various reasons. Now, going into next year, imagine those numbers over a 16-game season and heading into the playoffs. Le'Veon Bell can set new records.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Roethlisberger with a give to Bell. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And let's run through the Dolphins' defense.
Ndamukong Suh provokes a whole lot of conversation. But at the end, everyone agrees, one of the best defensive tackles in the NFL.
Now they'll throw it with Roethlisberger. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find Ladarius Green there as tight end, and it'll bring up third down.
In most pass defenses, the guy playing safety has the ability to roam free and try and go to the football. But when you're in man, you've got to cover just like a guy playing out on the corner. Lock up on the receiver and go to the football. That's exactly what he did, batting that one away.
Third down here for the offense after the incomplete pass. On third down, Roethlisberger. Over the middle, it's caught by Rodgers. They get 7 there, but it brings up fourth.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Okay, look at this. The punt team nowhere to be found. They're on the sidelines. Offense going to go for this on the opening drive. Now Roethlisberger goes underneath for Bell. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
Well, they picked up the first down, but I'm just going to say it. I didn't like it before the ball was snapped, and I don't like it now that they picked it up. Think about field position on their own side of the 50. They don't get it. They put their defense in a bad spot, and it's just not a decision that pays off very often.
Well, it wasn't fourth and a yard. There was some meat on that bone.
There really was. Fortunate to get it in that situation, but not a call I would make very often.
Offense needs something here on second down. It is second and long.
Check. Let's go.
On second down, here's Roethlisberger. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on. Third down. Now this now play number 9 on the opening drive, but it's third and long. Now Ben on 3rd and long. Flushed out right. A bullet throw, but incomplete. On now the Steelers' second-year punter. This is Australian-born Jordan Berry. And look here, it's an opening drive fake. And he's going to let it go deep. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. Well, not only did they try to fake it, they put the ball in the arm of their punter, and it didn't work out.
Not the quarterback.
No.
The punter.
Yeah. Risky.
And it's so funny because when it works, genius. When it doesn't work, not so smart.
Not so genius.
In this case, not so genius. I do admire that he went for it.
Now it's the Boise State alum, Jay Ajayi.
For someone who piled up the yardage that Jay Ajayi did in 2016, I think it was a strange type of a year. How many runners do you know that will end the season with more 200-yard games on the ground than 100 yards?
This is caught inside the 15. A big play. Tannehill to Parker. 42 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together. They run again with Ajayi. And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. Jay Ajayi taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Dolphins are in for 6. Second effort there. He was determined to find pay dirt, and he did.
I think that's a great example of what coaches talk about, a back that runs behind his pads, and he uses pads to get him into the end zone.
No, he missed the PAT. No good on the extra point, so a letdown there, and this will stay a 6-point ball game. Franks now on to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. On second down, Roethlisberger. He's going to loft one deep left side here. It's caught inside the 25. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Eli Rogers, 65 yards. And the Steelers are an extra point away from taking the lead. And his kick is right through. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And the Dolphins offense now ready to go back out on the field. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
All right, different topic here. 2018, the Super Bowl, traveling north, far north to Minneapolis. Early predictions for that one. Who you got?
Well, you know, everyone's still waiting in the NFL for a home team to play in its home stadium, right? So could the Vikings be that team? I'll start in the NFC, and I'm going to say no. I think Seattle. Starting to get near that maybe last run with their defense. Burrow Thomas returns. I like Seattle coming out of the NFC. How about you?
Well, I'm actually going to take a Dallas Cowboys NFC title run. I think that they came so close this year, probably most talented going into next year.
I like that one. Well, in the AFC, I'm going to go with a team that if they improve their defense and their quarterback stays healthy, they could be that team, the Oakland Raiders.
Okay, I'm going dark horse. Cleveland Browns. Let's go.
Hey, from worst to first.
Said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. On 1st down, it's Roethlisberger. Brought in by Coates. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. And the 2-minute warning lurking. This will probably be the last play before we hit it.
Yeah, they want to get themselves in position to score in this last shot before the clock hits.
And we've arrived at the 2-minute warning here in half number 1. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Now Roethlisberger to throw on 2nd down. A screen to Bell. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
And able to find Green. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but able to take it inside the 40-yard line. Brown finishing 2016 with over 1,200 yards, 106 receptions. Now for him, you know, people were expecting maybe some bigger numbers, Charles. What did you make of Antonio Brown's season?
Well, what I made of it is that he started to get more help along the way. Jesse James developed at tight end. Once Le'Veon Bell got into the lineup, he started to catch passes out of the backfield and ate up a few numbers as well. So Big Ben had more targets to throw it to. That should help Antonio Brown going forward in 2017 because he'll still be the primary guy. But when you get help, well, you can make bigger plays downfield.
And this one caught by Coates. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Brown, the lone receiver, left.
Here we go.
Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up first and goal.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him. It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. And when you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle.
And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Back at the 16 now after the sack. Here's 3rd and goal. They come up with 1 running back. That's Bell. On 3rd and goal, Roethlisberger being chased out left. And he fires one, but incomplete. He was looking for his big tight end there, Jesse James. And now it's 4th down. So on 4th down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. This a 33-yard attempt. And Boswell's kick is good. And they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6. And, Charles, they get the field goal. Took them a dozen plays, though.
Work with me on this one. You know what I'm about to say, right? Bend but don't break. That's what came into play here for the defense. 12 plays were run out of. They only gave up 3 points. In a lot of ways, that's a win for the defense.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
Going deep here for Parker. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays. And you don't get many opportunities to dial them up. And they just did. And they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
To throw is Tannehill. He's going to let it go again. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Jarvis Landry, the intended receiver, and that brings up 4th down. Here's Matt Darr now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first.
Well, he decided to air it out a little bit on that play, take a shot downfield, but the coverage was really nice. Able to get a hand in and tip it away.
With it is Brown. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. He was looking to get it to Jarvis Landry that time, and it's 3rd down. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, This feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Now Tannehill. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Here's Matt Darr now as he's on to punt for Miami. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Now Brown. 51 yards on the punt there. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
On the stop that time, it's William Gay. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Ajayi. And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. 8 yards on the run there, and that leaves him with 3rd and just a couple.
That was a good run, and it got to the 2nd level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
Fresh set of downs here. On 1st and 10, Tannehill drops it off to Ajayi. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. Now Tannehill. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Devontae Parker from 6 yards away. And the Dolphins are going to jump back in front. Now Franks for the extra point. And he atones for his miss the first time around as this one is up and good to extend their lead. Franks now on to kick it away after the touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Flush to his right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Eli Rogers, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
I know the initial focus was on how far that pass was downfield, but how about the coverage on the play? Able to stay with him, get his hands where the receiver's hands were going to try and catch the ball, tips it up in the air, and knocks it away.
On second down, it's Bell. And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on third and a tough 9. So second down was a run play. Now let's see what they do on third. From the gun on third down, it's Roethlisberger. He's going to fire one, trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Rashad Jones. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. And the Dolphins getting set to go here. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got to a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see that sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. Throwing on third down, Tannehill. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. After the interception, here's Roethlisberger. On the right side, caught by Green. There goes Green. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Ladarius Green, 70 yards. And the Steelers have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter. And that will make this a 4-point game. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And out come the Dolphins now. And the D-line pinching together, must be expecting the run. They'll begin the drive with Ajayi. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Now it's Tannehill off the bootleg. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. They'll run. It's Drake. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. They'll get a couple yards on that one. And they're able to convert here on 4th and inches. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. Out of the gun, Tannehill. He's going to let one go deep for Parker. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off William Gay. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. And the Steelers set to take the field. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One-play drive, long pass. Maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one-play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. It's a pickup of 33 yards. And that'll be good for a Pittsburgh first. And at this stage of the game, time a factor, time on their side as they just try to eke out the final precious moments of this one. They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. And this one caught by Coates. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So the offense has it 1st and 10. Now Roethlisberger going to hand to Bell. And some room to roam now. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Le'Veon Bell, 31 yards. And the interception by the Steeler D leads to a touchdown.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside at 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And now on the return, oh no, the ball is loose. And I think he was able to get back on it. He was. So they will get the ball after all, but that could have been a disaster. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
No gain on the screen there at 2nd down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. They couldn't get anything going there out on the right side of the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
So a ways to go here on 3rd and 10. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Desperation time for Tannehill on 4th down. And it's caught by Parker. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow...
And this will be caught at the 30. A big play that time for the Dolphins. 47 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to...
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Throwing again is Tannehill. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
And there's the touchdown that they needed, so they'll celebrate. But the guys on the sidelines, they've got to stay focused. The onside kick team, they need them to get the ball back.
Yeah, part 1 of the equation done. Now they need to convert and get that onside kick. And they don't get it. They tried for the two-point conversion there, but unsuccessful. So still a small chance here with a little over 30 seconds to go, but they're definitely going to need this one to bounce their way. And did the Dolphins get it? Yes. Miami football. So they've accomplished half the mission, Charles. They get the onside kick. They do need a touchdown here, but they've got some time to do it.
In the excitement, there's no need to press. Plenty of time. They have the opportunity. Now they just need to execute and finalize things.
They'll look to throw. This one caught. Jordan Cameron. And he's going to be out of bounds down near the 35-yard line. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Offense still needing 10 yards, second down.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne and try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
So a 3rd and 10, and defensively, a dime look, 6 DBs. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And down by 5, they've got to go for it here on 4th down. Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. And they're going to come up empty here on 4th down. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. Only one timeout defensively, so this should just be a simple kneel down.
I agree totally. I looked at my time management chart. It says take a knee, victory formation.
Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. Roethlisberger dropping to a knee, and that ought to do it. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right?